Hey guys, welcome back. Let's play Chrono Cross. Last time, we made our way and explored pretty much everything that's left of, well, everything else. Took a look at the Sea of Eden, though we can't get in. Went to Marbule, visited the demi-humans there, and bought some really nice buffing elements. And then we went over there, picked up some Mithril, got Skelly. Yeah, we pretty much cleared out everything. There are only two options to us at this point. We can come here, as Glenn suggested, and do something that is entirely optional, or we can move on with the game. If you just want to move on with the game, head into the mist down below. But I think we should pop in. Why? What happened? I know something about that axe, and there she is. You did this. Not particularly, you just destroyed whatever this was. Radius. You're all fired up. What have you done? Why did you burn this place to the ground? Yeah, tell me. Teach you all a lesson. To get rid of the geezer who lives here. He's an ally of the Acacia Dragoons, and I hear quite... Wait a minute. An ally? Wasn't Lynx with the general of the Acacia Dragoons, you know, a few episodes back? The geezer wasn't even here. Wonder where he went. Oh? And what is that? Slow down your pursuit. Well, here I go. Yes, we get an optional boss fight that is not for a star level here if you decide to come to this optional little scene. All the time you wish. Nah. Let's go straight for the win right off the bat. First things first, Eagle Eye Surge. We got all those buffs last time. Let's put them all to very good use right off the start of the battle here. We're going to do a little chip damage. Get attacked. Why not? And then throw Strengthen on Surge. By the way, your targeting of your buffs will always default to the center position, so if you want to be buffing someone else constantly, you don't want to have to switch targets all the time, just put that person in the middle or the front slot of your party. Let's see. So yeah, now we have 97. Now, normally this will put it up to 99. There are a number of battles, not a lot, but a few in the game that have a natural evasion, and that will play out even if you have Eagle Eye set up. It's never more than 10%. So even with Eagle Eye, the worst you're going to get is 89%. So don't worry about it at all. You're still very likely to hit. Now, there's an interesting aspect to this fight. And I am going to go straight for the Dash and Slash because we've already buffed his strength, which will affect Dash and Slash. And I'm not sure I mentioned it, but Harley is Black Elemental, and she's gone. Bye, Harley. Now, no star level, some money, and I'm going to try this battle a couple more times because it is absolutely worth it if you can get her rare drop. That's all the fun for today. Now, the way that this fight goes is it's kind of weird, and I will demonstrate that. I will be showing the scene off on the other path right after this because there are some little variations because obviously we don't have Glenn, we have Kid on that party. Kid and Harley seem to have this antagonistic relationship. They go back and forth at each other every time they're on screen together, so it's been a while. Seems you made it out of here. Lynx and the General are headed to Fort Dragonia. Lynx did pay you a visit. But yeah, we were, Harley was saying that you were stopping him because he's an ally of the Acacia Dragoons, and well, the general that he was with is the general of the Acacia Dragoons. Something's not going quite well here. Should have built a sturdy stronghold underground. Yeah, who are these people? No sense standing out here. Yeah, that's their way of getting around. It's like, oh, by the way, we're going to explain who you are, but we're not going to make you sit through it again. Once wielded a sword as a proud member of the Acacia Dragoons, Flynn's father Garai and the blacksmith Zappa, Karsh's father, and I used to tear the battlefield together. Good 15 years ago. Now, if you remember, Radius was the chief of Arnie Village back in Surge's homeworld. So it gives you an idea of kind of what happened to him in his retirement. Seems to have differed on both paths. In one world, he goes and becomes the village chief of a small village. In the other one, he becomes a hermit. Garai lost his life on the central continent, vowed to become his son's guardian. Hired 4 years ago after Dario received his father's sword, the Einlancer, which we saw back in Termina. I don't blame you for doing that. And yes, Dario has indeed passed away. Then that Lynx approached General Viper, spoke of the legendary treasure, the Frozen Flame, able to heal all illnesses and fulfill any dreams. It's a MacGuffin. General Viper intends to overthrow the nation of Por, the power of the legendary jewel. Interesting idea. Power is a nation powered by militarism. It's brought suffering to so many people on the central continent of Zenin. Yeah, the main continent in Chrono Trigger was called Zenin after the Zenin Bridge. The bridge actually joined two parts of two different continents. So I'm not sure if it's necessarily the Zenin continent, but that's the way they refer to it. Technically, I would assume it would be both, but you couldn't run a bridge typically between two different continents. It's not something you would expect to be able to see. At least in my mind, it doesn't make sense. Maybe it has happened somewhere. I don't know. Peaceful world. Much like Guardia was at one time. Yeah, we don't really know what happened to the kingdom of Guardia, Marley's lineage, come this game. They don't really say anything about it. Planning to find the answer as to why we have continued to hurt and kill each other since antiquity. That's philosophical thought. Don't know what it has to do with what we were just talking about, but okay. You don't want to be involved in any of those conflicts. Oh, and you don't want to face the general in battle. He is a fearsome man. Rest here for the night and leave in the morning. Many cursed spirits wandering the seas around you. Suck the souls out of humans, huh? That's a frightening thought. Kind of like my soul where it is. I've always got it in my back pocket if I ever need a donut. No one's going to get that anymore. I'm old at this point. Oh, well, whatever. What else you got? Take care of yourself. And that's about all he's going to say. But yeah, interestingly enough, Radius is doing something else on this path, and this is his burned out area there. Go over here, ground is hot and vegetation won't be able to grow here. Wonder if that'll be important. Nah. Alright, now we finished off that fight. I'm going to go show you how that plays out on the save kit path without Glenn in the party. Okay, and we're back on the other path here. This is the Save Kid path. And a lot of this scene plays out the same, but there are some slight differences that I wanted to go over, and I also wanted to talk about the fight a little more since I kind of nuked it in the first playthrough of it, so. Let's say not really this time. You're no fun. Yeah, she actually doesn't even mention that. Anything about it if you just say the other thing. One more order. To slow down pursuit. I thought Kid would respond differently, but she didn't really say anything special there. Anyway, as I said, Harley is Black Elemental, and surprisingly enough, her output of elemental damage, even though most enemies that we encounter that use, like, that are of a certain innate element, they will use spells of that same element. Harley is a unique case. And let's see here. Let's see if we can get a lucky steal. Okay, we're going to reload that fight. Give you another chance to see it. We'll just keep cutting back to stealing if it decides to do this again. I know it did this in one of my other things. Oh. Would save your honor. Okay, I was trying to figure out how, in what context they were using it, because that's what I thought it was saying, but I couldn't be sure. Anyway. So yeah, she doesn't seem all that, you know, worried about it. She wants to continue the fight. Can I just leave? Oh, they won't let me leave. I don't know what else I can do in here. Can I go in here? I almost never run away, so I don't know. Nope, you can't go in there. Okay. Yeah, that's the thing, is you can run away and it spawns a bunch of different scenes. I'm not going to go over all those scenes, but anytime that it works out that I need to run away from a boss fight, I'll show you guys what little scenes play out. But it's dialogue that I will have never seen before because I almost never run away from boss fights. Unless I really hardcore screw up on my prep. Alright, let's try this again. Let me steal. Let me steal. There we go. And the common item is a photon beam, same as her drop table. However, on rare occasions, you can get an extremely powerful item from it, which we will talk about in the final ending screen there. But until then, yeah, even though Harley is black innate, and putting white elements on the field actually reduces or increases the amount of damage she's going to take and reduces the amount of damage she would do with black elemental attacks, she uses white, which is a unique response to things. As you can see, it doesn't really matter which path you go or how you go about it, whether you use strength or not. We do boatloads of damage to her anyway, and she falls down pretty quickly. It's a very short fight. If you want to farm it over and over and over again to try and get a lucky drop, you can, but in this case I didn't. The item that she drops is unique to this specific fight. It can be stolen and it can drop, but it's the only way to get it in the game. It's called Moon Glasses, and they reduce all damage by 25%. They are very, very good. Anyway, she keeps telling us to turn back and saying that Kid is nothing but bad luck. She will bring nothing but misfortune. Now this time we don't have Glenn to vouch for us. Must have been the munchkin that just flew away. Lynx and the general were heading to Fort Dragonia. Lynx did pay you a visit. something like this might happen. Are you here to ask me questions? There's no need to be shy. Move. You're going too slow. Move. Move. I don't know why they put NPCs in the way in games. They know it's just going to frustrate the player. You have met Riddell and Glenn. Yeah, we have on this path. And again, like, this is optional on both paths. You don't have to do this. You can skip right toward the next part of the plot if you really want to. All right, so that's all the same. Yeah, they never really say what happened and how Garai lost his life on the central continent. It's not to my recollection. Looks like the rest of this is pretty much the same. Anyway, either way, no matter which path it is, Radius does not seem to want to get involved in any of it, and he lets us spend the night. Rasley has heard rumors about an accursed ghost ship. Don't make me laugh. Ooh. Do they now? No one knows what's beneath the waves. Alright, do you see anything else on this path? No, you don't. Okay. Well, there's nothing on this path on the next... oh yeah, that's still there. In the next dungeon there, so I'm not going to show anything special about it on the next path, but I am going to save this one. I will try the other fight out on the other path, since the other path is going to go further. Let's see here. So yeah, this one here, we'll just save up that real quick. And I will try to fight Harley a couple more times. If I get lucky, I'll show it. If not, we will just move on. Okay, we're back, and after a few attempts, I was not able to win moon glasses, so we're just gonna move on. And just so you know, we are back on the Do Not Save Kid path, though there was actually one other thing I did want to show off in terms of a difference between the two paths here. The majority of the dungeon plays out pretty much the same, but there is one aspect of it that does change, and I just want to point that out. Anyway, if you're ready, and, well, we have nothing else to do, so let's head into the fog. Apparently in the fog there is a boat. I don't think that's the boat we were on. Just a guess, though. It doesn't look that big on the map. Yeah, they actually played this part of the animation during one of the intros to the game. Ghost ship. Yeah, if you recall, someone, I think it was Rasley, had mentioned something about a ghost ship. Well, what are we waiting for? They're only ghosts. Now, there is one thing that I'm not a super big fan of, and that's the water texture in the background. It wasn't great in the PS1 era, and it's definitely not great now. It does not look very good. But I know what they were going for. It's just that it doesn't really work. Oh, speaking of things that don't work, we're kind of surrounded now. Captain Fargo. That name sounds familiar. Oh, it's that dude from the opening. You seem to be a bit young for one of Lynx's subordinates. Wow, that is shiny. The original portrait is nowhere near that shiny. Wow, that's kind of bright. What do you want, huh? First things first. You want to know my intention? I just was stupid enough to sail into, this big patch of fog, which is not a smart idea anyway. And now you want to know my intention. After we jumped on your boat for apparently no reason. Still not sure why we did that. Trying to get to Mount Pyre, we saw General Viper and Lynx's ship anchored nearby. Really? You don't say. Why doesn't the game show us that? Ever? Trying to deliver them a message. Oh. Luckily, the game doesn't make us explain it. As you can see, we have to explain ourselves a lot in this game. If they went over it every time, you'd probably double the length of the freaking game. But anyway, I'm definitely glad that they don't go through that every time. So you buy it just like everybody else. Yeah. Fair amount, yeah. An incarnation of death, huh? Have you now? It was a long time ago. Ever since then, you've disguised yourselves as a ghost ship. How have you managed to do that? Do they just chase fog and then hide when there's no fog? I have no idea how they've gone about doing this. It's easy to say, but... bring out our you-know-what. Do you now? Well, we're not all talk. See what you can do. And they don't bother to animate anything, but we get thrown into a battle against Man of War. You remember we fought these guys already? Not much to these fights. They fall down pretty fast, as you might expect. Yeah, these guys are a little out of date at this point. So we're going to turn on fast forward and finish them off real quick here. Move over to Glenn. Because Guile is black innate and he will do less damage. Now, here's an interesting thing. Dash and Gash sound very similar to Dash and Slash. It is Glenn's technique here. And although its damage is substantially lower, it's a very similar motion to what Surge does with his. And we get junk. Time to get serious. Polly? Polly want a cracker? That's a big-ass Polly. That's a big bird, man. Now, on this path, we go to run away. There is no escape. And you are required to fight the bird. If you have taken a different path, the Save Kid route, and you have fought the extra couple of bosses that path has fought, you will be able to run away from this fight. Anyway, as far as my strategy for this fight, it's not... Why did my guide move? I was supposed to be on my notes for this section. There they are. Makes life easier. Okay, first things first, we are going to set up with Guile here, Eagle Eye, Surge. We have Polly here who's red innate. If you have a kid with you, or I guess in that particular path, you can have more than one thief. You can have Mel if you want as well. You can steal a common sight scope or a rare Inferno element. The Inferno element is level 5, I believe. Yeah, it's level 5 element. So if you get lucky enough to get that, great. If not, don't worry about it. What else we got here? Let us do one there and throw Strengthen on Surge there so he does a little more damage. And what we're going to do here, yeah, we got Flap. Pretty much all you need to worry about here. It's not super weak, it's not super strong, but I think it can inflict red status effects if I remember correctly. So we want to beat up on this guy. And unless we critical, we're not doing nearly enough damage. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn this... I selected the wrong target. Oh no, I didn't. Perfect. I wanted to turn him black so that I could deal more damage with Surge on his next round here. So let's get a few attacks in there, and then we're going to have you do Cure Plus on yourself. And on top of putting blue on the field, it'll also push one of the reds off, so we're just nullifying a bunch of damage that Polly could inflict. You gonna hit anything today? Don't need to heal all quite yet, so we're gonna just do a quick defense there, get Surge back up. Some additional damage in there. Not doing as much as I would hope you're doing there. Ow. Alright, dash and slash, and that should be pretty much it. There's not a huge amount to this fight, just basically stay alive. No, not Guile. We'll use, yeah, there we go. Glenn can chip in and finish things off. Yeah, other than making sure to steal, you don't need to worry too much about anything else. Alright, we got our trash level up for Surge there, and for Guile, and a good one for Glenn. At least somebody got something out of this. Yeah, as you can see, my HP is great on Guile right now. It's terrible on Surge, but the rest of his stats aren't great either. And you'll always get a Magma Burst for defeating this boss. So even if you are on the other path and you decided to save Kid, you'll still want to fight them anyway, even if even if you aren't, even if you don't have to. God, I'm so tongue-tied today. Got me blood boiling, are you? You're next. Now, I'm gonna flat out admit this strategy comes straight from the speedrun for this game. And it was so brilliant I had to employ it myself and demonstrate it to you guys. Fargo is blue elemental. He has even more HP than before, and he can do a number of pretty powerful attacks on it, so you do need to be careful. You definitely want to make sure you healed in between fights by having element power left over. If not, you're not going to enjoy yourself. But yeah, he's blue innate, so what we want to do here is we want to build up some element power. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to set up Eagle Eye with Guile there. And then we're going to have Surge hit a couple of attacks. And then I want him to use Eagle Eye on Glenn. Going to kind of use a slightly different strategy. We're going to use two different characters this time around instead of just the one. There we go. And next, I think I'm going to hold off, actually. I was going to consider using an element, but I think I'm going to wait a second. I'm going to let him... Okay, he's got Strengthen off. The idea was to either set up Strengthen myself or or to have him do that. Either way, that is the point where we decide to do the same thing. Strengthen on Surge. And we got Strengthen on Glenn. That gets the field effect all red. Now, like I said, this guy is blue. So we're going to do some little bit of chip damage here, and hopefully he doesn't interrupt matters. There we go. Now, I showed this off before with Double Take, but this game... Oh, he doesn't have the... This game doesn't have... or this game does have double tags. So if you take a look here, we don't have access to dash and slash yet. We have dash and gash. If I do a little chip shot here, X Strike. It's kind of nice to see X Strike make a return and be paired between a character named Glenn and the protagonist once again, just like it was in the previous one. And with Strengthen on both my characters, and with a full red field effect against an innate blue character. That's over 2/3 of his HP from the start. I will show a different take on that fight because I just kind of nuked him. That's the speedrun strategy for that fight, is just basically get yourself up to par and annihilate him. Really? Wow! I'm gonna have a terrible surge this game. I can see it. That sucks. Now, it is determined, the stats that you're going to get are determined at the previous level up. So I could technically restart from right before I came onto the boat and fought both fights again. And I might do that in between episodes because that's terrible. I've already got a relatively low strength level with Surge as is on this path. And that's not helping. So you knocked me out with jellyfish stingers. I was about to say, except for Guile, and, well, then he fell down too. Oh, stick us in the hold. Lovely. Ooh, kitty. What was that? Huh? Oh, is that a dream? Something is going on outside. What, pray tell, is that? I thought you guys were supposed to be using the fog to be considered a ghost ship. Can't even see the water. Yeah, I used to see it before, even with the fog. It didn't look all that great. Now it looks black. You're not scared. You might want to get scared. Just a thought. Speaking of ghost ships, hi! We found it. Hey, look! Skeleton! Random. Okay. And we have crossbones. We are at the point in the story, and we also have Race. We've already seen Race. Don't worry about them too much. A lot of the enemies, considering undead, ghost ship, are going to be black elemental. Surge is invaluable in this area. The other thing that's also really good in this area is using Eagle Eye on Guile, and then using his Fierce attack to hit twice so that he can hit everyone 2 times for basically nothing. He's not going to do a huge amount of damage because obviously he's also black innate, but it's 2 free shots against everyone in the party, and then he gets to use Eagle Eye on Surge. Surge gets to go in there and try and finish things off or at least finish off as many as he can. Yeah, this is the point in the story where we start to find iron on our own, and the crossbone enemies do have a common drop as well as a common steal of a piece of iron if you happen to go after that. So let's go for a fierce attack there, should finish you off. A fierce attack on the other crossbones, finish that off. Or not. That was just barely off, apparently. Then I'm going to dash and slash one of the wraiths. And have the other two finish off the rest of the things for me. Poke. Alright. A little more damage, and yeah, we'll go for dash and gash. Yeah, there's no tongue involved this time with X-Strike, though I don't think that part of the animation was ever included. But it required Slurp Cut in order to have access to X-Strike there. Alright. Are you kidding me? Oh, sorry. Iron is a rare drop. I was like, there's no way I got 2 rare drops. It's a rare drop and a common steal. So you can get it easier on the Save Kid path, but you have access to it either way. And yeah, there are monsters there. Anyway, that's pretty much all the time we have for today. Next time, I'll show you the slight variances on that scene on the Save Kid path, and then we will explore what's left of this area. I'll also redo the fight on this path and hopefully get more than garbage for stat gains for Surge there. We'll see. Anyway, that's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.